For 40 years, a man kept a secret no one could imagine. Every single day, without fail, he opened a wooden box hidden in his home and performed a ritual that would challenge everything you believe about money and happiness. The weight of that box grew silently, accumulating not just value but an extraordinary story. When he finally opened that box for the last time, the contents shocked everyone who knew him. But what did he do with it? You won't believe this. Arthur lived an ordinary life, almost invisible in the small town where he grew up. He woke up early, always at the same time, drank coffee from the same chipped mug he had inherited from his father, walked the same worn sidewalk to the hardware store where he had worked for decades. His steps marked the same rhythm, day after day, year after year. He was a man of few words, with a distant gaze that carried a weight no one bothered to decipher. But beneath this simple appearance and this predictable routine, Arthur hid something extraordinary. Every day, without exception, a single dollar left his worn leather wallet and disappeared into a heavy wooden box locked in his room, far from the curious eyes of the world. The ritual was always the same, executed with the precision of a monk in prayer. Every night, when the world outside began to sink into twilight and the streets became deserted, Arthur closed his bedroom door and took that dollar. Sometimes new and crisp, other times crumpled and worn, with the scent of 1,000 different hands that had already touched it. He held it for an instant, just a brief moment of silence where he seemed to contemplate the meaning of that gesture before letting it fall into the box. The metallic sound hitting the wood echoed in the silent room like a whispered promise, a pact renewed with himself. If you're enjoying this story, drop a like down below so I know. 40 years. Think about that carefully. An entire lifetime dedicated to this silent commitment, more than 14,000 consecutive days. Economies crashed, technologies exploded, empires fell, and the world changed beyond recognition around him. But Arthur's ritual? Unwavering as a rock against ocean waves. Through devastating economic crises that made neighbors lose their homes, fleeting personal joys and deep sorrows he never shared with anyone, that dollar kept finding its way to the box. It was a private anchor in an ocean of chaos, a fixed point in a reality spinning out of control. This wasn't born from a dramatic revelation or an epic moment of enlightenment. It started as a whisper, a fragile idea planted in his mind when he was still young, an act of silent rebellion against the immediate desires of youth. There were days when that dollar seemed to weigh a ton in the palm of his hand, a new tool for the garden he loved to cultivate so much, a warmer coat to face the brutal winter that froze his bones, a simple sweet from the bakery he passed every day, whose sweet aroma tempted him through the window. Each small desire presented itself as a formidable enemy to his commitment, but always the dollar found the box. Write in the comments, could you do this for 40 years? No one knew. That's the scariest part of this whole story. His neighbors saw him as a man content with his humble life, perhaps a bit too frugal, but certainly nothing special or extraordinary. His co-workers knew him as reliable, steady, a fixture of the store, but never someone who spoke of grandiose dreams or financial ambitions. The relentless consistency of his act made it almost invisible, a background hum in the symphony of everyday life. The world celebrates visible achievements, sudden fortunes, dramatic transformations that happen overnight. It rarely stops to admire the silent persistence that accumulates in the shadows, patiently, without glamour. As the 40th year drew to a close, the wooden box, once light and empty when he had bought it, now carried substantial weight that required both hands to lift. It was a physical manifestation of an entire lifetime's unwavering commitment, a silent testament to a journey made without applause, without witnesses, only the iron determination of a single man against the temptations of a consumerist world. The ordinary world, with its hurried pace and its disdainful glance at the seemingly insignificant, was completely oblivious to the silent revolution fermenting inside that modest house on the quiet street. But here's the question no one was asking, the question that hung in the air unspoken. What could 40 years of such singular discipline actually produce? What would be the accumulated value in that improvised safe? More importantly, what would a man like this, who had denied himself thousands of small pleasures, do with such a fortune built penny by penny, dollar by dollar, day after day, in a discipline that bordered on the spiritual? The answer, when it finally revealed itself, would defy all expectations. and forever change the way his community saw him. The moment of truth arrived not with theatrical thunder, but with the hesitant and almost reverent opening of that wooden box. 40 years of absolute dedication, now transformed into a tangible truth, were exposed right there before him. It wasn't just a sum of aged dollars. It wasn't just an accumulated number on paper. It was a profound testament to a life lived with extraordinary intentionality, a silent challenge against the prevailing currents of immediate gratification that dominate our era. And then Arthur did something that no one, absolutely no one, expected. He didn't buy anything for himself. Not a shiny new car, not a bigger and more comfortable house, not a dream vacation he had always imagined. Where are you watching from? Comment your city below. I'm curious to know where this story is reaching. Instead, the secret Arthur kept for so long revealed itself as an act of devastatingly beautiful generosity. All that accumulated wealth, born from countless individual acts of discipline, was directed not toward personal comfort or fleeting pleasure, but toward the silent needs of his community. A local library on the brink of closure found an unexpected lifeline. An abandoned community garden, once a symbol of forgotten dreams, was revitalized, its soil now filled with promises of shared harvests. Scholarships for bright, underprivileged young people whose futures hung precariously in the balance materialized as if from nowhere, offering pathways to previously unimaginable possibilities. These were not grand, flashy donations, but precisely targeted acts of benevolence. Each dollar carried the weight of 40 years of silent purpose, each gesture echoing the firm and discreet character of the man who accumulated it. The shock that swept through the community was not just about the amount itself, but about the unthinkable dedication it represented. Arthur, the discreet man from the hardware store, had not simply saved money. He cultivated a philosophy, a way of being that challenged the very notion of value. His legacy was not measured in the fleeting admiration of his peers during his lifetime, but in the lasting effect of his choices, in the concrete improvements to lives and institutions that would survive him for generations. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this story. He demonstrated that true wealth is not just about accumulation, but about the capacity for sustained commitment and ultimately the profound joy of giving. His wisdom was silent, born not from eloquent speeches or public pronouncements, but from the relentless private practice of a single deeply rooted belief. In a world screaming for instant solutions and immediate gratification, Arthur's life stood as a powerful, almost radical counter-narrative. He reminded us that the most profound changes usually begin with the smallest, most consistent steps, taken not for recognition, but for internal conviction. His story became a living testament to the idea that patience is not merely a virtue, but a potent force, capable of shaping destinies and transforming realities. The legacy Arthur left was far more valuable than the dollars he meticulously saved. It was a profound lesson about the dignity of silent perseverance, the transformative power of unwavering commitment, and the unlimited potential of human generosity. His life became a silent, yet resonant reminder that each day contains the potential for a small, deliberate act that, when compounded over time, can reshape not only one's own destiny, but the very fabric of the world around us. The true practice begins now, in the countless seemingly ordinary moments, in the silent choices we make, knowing that their final impact may one day shock everyone. It is in these humble beginnings that the seeds of extraordinary change are truly planted.